أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري يسر لي أمري واحلل لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين. Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, let me share my screen. Okay. Yes, so as you have seen that I did share how to get more marks, I did share the procedure. As you can see, that how the assessment, evaluation, reporting in Ontario schools, marks distribution, grading components. The first part is attendance, okay? So attendance is 15%. So if you are probably not present, you take some days off. Your attendance actually it makes a difference in your report card. Even though sometimes we don't write how many absent because not to spoil the report card, but your grading is also dependent upon that. Participation and assignments, 20%. So when you participate in the class, as well as participation in Islamic and inter-Islamic competition, the school, all that has marks. Someone is participating, go to spelling bee, they obviously get marks for that. If they're participating in science fair and art fair, they get marks for that. And this is how your percentage increases. So basically, you're gaining marks by yourself. Okay, someone who doesn't and someone who does. There has to be some difference, right? There has to be a difference by someone submitting more assignments and more work, and someone who's doing less. And then the third part is exam, 65%. So sometimes some children might have less marks in the exams, but because of the participation and assignments, they get 20%, 15% attendance. So that actually makes them pass. So it's very easy to pass in Ontario schools because it is divided into three components. Okay, that's how it is. So what I've seen that the assignments are lacking because every week you need to submit TV or learn. Okay, it's just like I told you before, going to a library, you pick a subject of your choice, and then the book you read in a library. But here you see you watch the video and write a report and submit it on Google Classroom. So if you're submitting every week, that is increasing 1 point every time, and then your marks get above 90% because you're doing good in IXL as well as you're submitting reports on IXL, on Google Classroom. Okay, so this is how it is. I posted for everyone's convenience. So is that understood? Haika, Asman Abdullah?
Yes.
Yes.
So the results are in your hands. Okay, it you are actually the one who's gaining the marks. I did write a comment. Dear students, the more attendance, the more marks, the more participation, for example, class participation, school and inter-Islamic competition, science and art fair, etc., the more marks, the more assignments, homework submissions, including homework, weekly TV or Learn report submission, all contribute to excellent performance and above 90% marks. Good luck. May Allah increase our knowledge. Amen. So this is what I posted yesterday. It's also on the WhatsApp group of Sabas Academy. And for the students, if you don't have access, you have access to Google Classroom. And there you have all the instructions. Okay, your assignments, new assignment. Okay, that's done. We just Surah Maida, chapter 5, verse number 110. Okay, and let's see. Question was, what were the favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon Prophet Isa alayhi salam? Yes. And you everyone commented. I have 3 comments. Yes. These were the favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon Prophet Isa. He spoke to people in the cradle and maturity. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught to write and wisdom of the Torah and the Gospel. Where yes, he would design the from clay a form of a bird with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permission. And yes, and there was one thing you had to add in this. You made a clay. It would make a bird from a clay and breathe into it, and then it would form a bird, a live bird. You know, like you do poo. You breathe into it, and then he, with Allah's permission, it would become a bird. So breathe into it was supposed to be written as well. He would cure the blind people and the leper. Yes, he would bring back forth the dead with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's permission. Very good. These were the five things in Surah Ma'idah chapter 5, 110. So I have everyone who wrote that. Okay, very good. So I have all the three comments. So we're going to go to Surah Ma'idah chapter 5, and it's 109 to 110. 110. Okay, that's also a big one. Oh, 110 we already did. It's 110 that we did. Yeah. So why did I write this wrong? 110. And we have to do 111. Yeah. So something is wrong. 109. 110. Yes, 111 now. Yes, 111. Okay. So 111. Whose turn is it today? Asma, your turn. You can read.
From what?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Did you? Oh,
Yes, you can read, Asma. Your turn today.
okay. Okay, I didn't hear you properly. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ أوحيت إلى الحواريين أن آمنوا بي وبرسولي قالوا آمنا واشهد بأننا مسلمون.
MashaAllah. Tabarakallah. What and is when. What is and when? Oh, haytu. Oh, haytu. I inspired. Haytu ila to al havarin. Al is the havarin brother disciples, right? An to aminu believe, be in me, wa bi rasuli, wa and be in rasul is messenger, and ya mutakallam is my, wa bi rasuli and in my messenger. Qalu, they said, amanna, we believe, washhadu, and bear witness. Shahada is witness. Wa and bear witness. Bi annana, bi annana, that Anna is indeed no doubt, na is we. بِأَنَّنَا that indeed we Muslimun are Muslims. Okay. Abdullah, you can read the translation.
And remember when I inquired to the disciples, believe in me and in my messenger, believing that they said we have believed for their witness that indeed we are Muslims in substance to Allah.
In submission to Allah. Muslims are we submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So let's see what we have in Tafsir of Ibn Kathir. Reminding Isa of the favors that Allah granted him. How he blessed his servant's messenger, son of Maryam, and the miracles and extraordinary act he granted him. Allah said, remember my favors when you created you from mother son of dear clear proofs, and remember when made you testify, chastity, uh, uh, cradle. Okay, same thing they've mentioned. Inspiration, uh, disciples said, we are Muslims witnesses. Okay. So what happened? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying over here, and when Allah will say, oh Jesus, remember my favors upon you. So they were the favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, and we pointed out 5 in the previous ayah. Again, it's another, and remember, but it's also, and when it's a continuation of the Allah's blessings that Allah inspired to the disciples were the group of people who believed in Prophet Isa alayhi salam, and they actually submitted and believed in Allah and the messenger Prophet Isa. So that was another um, favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the question we can make is, so we go to, oh, sorry, yes, classwork, add, reuse post, and look at the bottom. Goes to the bottom for some reason, but that's okay. We can always do 111. So in 111, what were the favors? So what were the, we can say additional favors, or we can say the favors regarding the disciples, what the favors, the Prophet Isa, that is Jesus, regarding the disciples, disciples, Isa alayhi salam, Isa. There's so many ways to write it. Oh, it got closed. 511. They just write ISA, Isa. ISA. Okay. So we'll stick to ISA then. You can do spellings many times. Isa. What were the favors to Prophet Isa alayhi salam regarding the disciples? Okay. So what was regarding the disciples? The answer is Allah's favor upon Isa alayhi salam regarding disciples was that the disciples believed in Allah and the messengers. That was Allah made them to believe, and they were among the submissions. Indeed, we are Muslims in submission to Allah. Okay? So, what was the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala regarding disciples? That they believed in Allah and the messenger, that's Isa alayhi salam. Okay, because when we say believe in Allah and the messenger, it comes into our mind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet sallam, right? But because it's the time of Isa alayhi salam, so when it says believe in me and my messenger, so the messenger over here is Isa alayhi salam or Jesus. That's how they call it, but we call it Isa. So, so they believed in Allah and Isa alayhi salam, and they submitted as Muslims, submission to Allah. So that's the answer. Okay. So write the answer and let me know when you're done.
Teacher, can you just repeat one more time? I just want to make sure that I've wrote everything.
Okay, so the answer is the favors Allah bestowed upon Isa alayhi salam regarding the disciples is that they believed in Allah and in Isa alayhi salam as a prophet, as a messenger, and they submitted themselves as Muslims in submission to Allah, right? And they submitted themselves. So became Muslims basically, right? Asma and Abdullah, let me know when you're done as well.
done?
Okay, sure. I'll just check right now. Bestowed upon Isa alayhi salam regard disciples that they believe in Allah and the Messenger and they submitted to Allah. Very good. Just one thing regarding upon bestowed. Okay, the favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed is ed past tense, right? Because Isa alayhi salam has is passed away, right? It's like it's not, time has gone, it's now Prophet sallam, right? Came. So we're talking about past tense. The favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon Isa regarding disciples that they believed in Allah. That they, it's a past tense, the sentence,
Okay.
and the messenger, and they submitted to Allah. Submitted, again past tense. So you have two past tenses, only one was wrong. One you have to put D, believed. So the sentence is in coordination, right? Yeah. And Asma and Abdullah, please type your answers. Yes, they can
Is
read
this
the
one better?
previous. The favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon Isa alayhi salam regarding disciples that they believed in Allah, right? Because it's in the past tense, right? Subhanahu wa ta'ala and the messengers, and the messenger Isa alayhi salam, and they submitted to Allah. Very good. So all the three things are there. And perfect answer. You can delete the previous one. Okay. And I'm just waiting for Asma and Abdullah. It's a short answer. Last one was a big answer. You had to write 5 points. Here there are only 3 points. So it's easy to write. It shouldn't take too much time. So I'm going to write the answer if you're still doing it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it on. So the answer is the favors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon Isa alayhi salam is that regarding the disciples is that the disciples believed in Allah and the messenger, that is Isa alayhi salam, and submitted to Allah as Muslims. Yeah. Are you done, Osma?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me check the answer. Good. Um, the disciples believed in Allah and Isa salam and they submitted to Allah. Okay, that's fine. You got the main points. Um, submit to Allah. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing so that you can share the screen. And Abdullah, and you can post your work, okay? And when you're done posting, then you can start sharing the screen as well. So Asma and Haika, please share your screen for iExcel, okay?
Okay.
And Abdullah, when you're done, then you can start sharing as well.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू।
वालेकुम सलाम।
रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। ओके। औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। Okay, Abdullah, can you read it?
Okay.
Okay, can you read it, Abdullah? لا يتخذ المؤمنون Can you take Haika's device so that I can understand? مؤمنون الكافرين
No. Oh. Yeah.
من دون المؤمنين.
No. وما يفعل
ومن يفعل ذلك
ذلك فليس من الله
فليس من الله
شيء
في شيء
في شيء
إلا أن تتقوا
إن تستطيع
منهم
منهم
تقى.
تقى.
Try to read it. ويحذر
ويصدق
يحذركم
إلا لسه وإذا الله كل
وإلى الله
ما في
المصير. قل إن تخفوا ما في صدوركم
ما في صدوركم
أو تبدوه
أو تخفوه
يعلمه الله.
يعلم الله ويعلم
ويعلم ما
ما
في السماوات
السماوات وما
وما
في
في الأرض
الأرض
والله على كل شيء قدير. يوم تجد
يوم
كل نفس
كل نفس ما عملت خير
من
خير
خير
من خير مستغفرا
مهضرا
وما
وما
عملت في سوء وزيد لو أن
بينها وبينه
بينه
أمدا بعيدا.
نفسه والله إله في كل عبادي
والله رؤوف بالعباد.
حميد بالله.
مم. قل إن كنتم
قل إن كنتم
تحبون الله
تحبون الله
فاتبعوني
فاتبعوني
يحببكم الله
يحببكم الله
ويغفر لكم
ويغفر لكم
ذنوبكم
ذنوبكم
والله غفور رحيم.
والله جزيل الرحيم.
قل أطيعوا الله
قل أطيعوا الله
والرسول
ورسوله
فإن تولوا
فإن تولوا
فإن الله
إن الله
لا يحب الكافرين.
لا يحب الكافرين
لا يحب الكافرين.
لا يحب الكافرين.
Okay, mashallah, tabarakallah. Okay, Haika, can you read it?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل من حرم زينة الله التي أخرج لعباده والطيبات من الرزق قل هي للذين آمنوا في الحياة الدنيا
Hayawa. It is not Hayawa. Hayat dunya. Hayat dunya.
الدنيا
Khalisatan
خالصة يوم
yawmal qiyamah.
القيامة كذلك نفصل الآيات لقوم يعلمون.
Hmm.
قل إنما حرم ربي الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن والإثم والبغي بغير الحق وأن تشركوا بالله ما لم ينزل به سلطانا وأن تقولوا على الله ما لا تعلمون ولكل أمة أجل فإذا جاء أجلهم لا يستأخرون ساعة ولا يستقدمون يا بني آدم إما يأتينكم رسول منكم يقصون عليكم آياتي فمن اتقى وأصلح فلا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون والذين كذبوا بآياتنا واستكبروا عنها أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون فمن أظلم ممن افترى على الله كذبا أو كذب بآياته أولئك ينالهم نصيبهم من الكتاب حتى إذا جاءتهم رسولنا يتوفونهم قالوا أين ما كنتم تدعون من دون الله قالوا ضلوا عنا وشهدوا على أنفسهم أنهم كانوا كافرين.
Okay, mashallah, tabarakallah. Asma, can you read it? Asma, can you read it?
No. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. No, please don't make it. I'm gonna make it. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال ادخلوا في أمم قد خلت من قبلكم من الجن والإنس في النار كلما دخلت أمة لعنت أختها حتى إذا اداركوا فيها جميعا قالت أخرى لهم أخراهم لأولاهم ربنا هؤلاء أضلونا فآتهم عذابا ضعفا من النار قال لكل ضعف ولكن لا تعلمون وقالت أولاهم لأخراهم فما كان لكم علينا من فضل فذوقوا العذاب بما كنتم تكسبون إن الذين كذبوا بآياتنا واستكبروا عنها لا تفتح لهم أبواب السماء ولا يدخلون الجنة حتى يلج الجمل في سم الخياط وكذلك نجزي المجرمين لهم من جهنم مهاد ومن فوقهم غواش وكذلك نجزي الظالمين والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها أولئك أصحاب الجنة هم فيها خالدون ونزعنا ما في صدورهم من غل تجري من تحتهم الأنهار وقالوا الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق ونودوا أن تلكم الجنة أورثتموها بما كنتم تعملون.
Mm. Okay.
Stop with 400 grams of water. 400 in the water bottle, there's a measurement.
Okay. So now we'll start Islamic Studies. What did we read yesterday? Chapter number 3. Grade 11. Yeah. Reading from the glorious Quran. Yes, we did this lesson. Ayatul Kursi. Did we complete the lesson, Asma? Ayatul Kursi?
Yeah.
Did we complete? Did we complete the lesson? I think this lesson is long. Did we complete the lesson? I don't think so. Uh, we were on the exercises. How many pages did we read? Do you remember? We were on the exercises, I remember. The word of Ahad. The word of Ahad. Al-Ahadus Samad. Al-Ahadus Samad. This is the new lesson, I think. Al-Ahadus Samad. Okay, Haika, can you read this lesson? The word of Ahad.
You're not sharing a screen.
I'm not sharing the screen. Okay. Okay. Can you read?
Okay. The word al-had, which is different from the word wahid, has added the signification of absolute and continuous unity in absence of equals. According to some scholars, the word asamad is applied to one who has no stomach and therefore does not eat or drink. In other words, he does not depend on anything. Yet some other scholars explain the term as meaning one those who attributes has reached the highest point of their development, so that they cannot be bettered. Eternal one without a beginning and without an end is another interpretation provided by the pious predecessors. Literally, as samad would also imply one who stands in need of no one, while everyone stands in need of. In other words, one before whom people put forward their needs.
Okay. 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 Yes.
I read it all.
Okay, just a minute. And this one, Surah Al-Fatiha. Surah Al-Fatiha.
Okay.
Okay. You can read from here.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بمصباح I can't see it. It's too blurry.
Now, can you see?
Yeah, it's more clear now.
Okay, can you read it? Aika?
Okay.
Surah Al-Fatiha.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله الرحمن
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
الحمد
Yes.
لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Ameen. Okay. Okay, can you read it? This one, the translation.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praises is for Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most gracious, the ever merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom you bestowed favors, not of those who have earned your anger, nor of those who have gone astray.
Okay. Okay. Asma, can you read from here? Explanation. Asma, can you read?
Okay, yeah. Explanatory notes. Al-Fatiha has 7 verses, ayat or signs. But which is the first verse of Al-Fatiha? Every surah of the Quran, with the exception of Surah Al-Tawbah, the 99th surah, starts with Bismillah, namely Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Still, this ayah is not related as part of the following surah. With the exception of the first surah of the Quran, where the Bismillah is treated by some scholars as being part of it, all agree that this surah has 7 ayat, plural of ayah. But according to those who do not regard the Bismillah as part of the surah, the first ayah of this Quran is what is number 2 in the above. And then, in order to complete the number of the ayat as 7, the 7th ayah is broken into ayah 6 and ayah 7. And see if you can find any such difference in the numbering of ayat in different copies of the Noble Quran. There is, however, another place where there is, however, another place There's, however, another place where the Bismillah is, according to everyone, part of a Quranic surah. That is Surah number 27 or Surah An-Naml, where it is part of Ayah 30. Now, we would also draw our students' attention to 1698, according to which seeking Allah's refuge from shaitan is required before we read or recite the Quran. Well, that is why whenever a Muslim wants to recite the Quran, he must first say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek refuge from Allah, with Allah from shaitan, the one who has been deprived of Allah's mercy. Then say the Bismillah if he recites it as the beginning of the surah. Otherwise, seeking Allah's refuge from shaitan would be sufficient. The word Ar-Rahman, the expression Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, is composed of 4 Arabic words. The first 2, which mean in the name of Allah, the other 2 words are 2 of Allah's attributes derived from the same root, Rahima, which signifies grace and mercy. While the second of these 2 attributes, Ar-Rahim, is commonly used as a superlative form of granting mercy. The first, Ar-Rahman, is used only to refer to Allah. In fact, it was never used in Arabic before Islam. The structure of the word Ar-Rahman suggests the emphasis on the aspect of intensity. Thus, the good name Ar-Rahman signifies his overflowing love and mercy for all of his creatures. Even if someone turns away from him thanklessly, he does not immediately withdraw his mercy. He does not immediately withdraw his mercy from such a person. He gives sustenance to the believer as well as to the disbeliever. His sun shines for all of them. The rain falls to benefit everyone. Commenting on these words, Adil Salahi writes the term Rahman bears connotations of power, might, and dominion alongside those of grace and mercy. Therefore, an accurate translation of the term should bring out these additional connotations. Therefore, we can say that Ar-Rahman connotes the exercise of mercy on the basis of free choice by one who is able to inflict severe punishment without fear or of any consequences. He also says, by contrast, Ar-Rahim stretches the availability of Allah's mercy in all situations and to all creatures. People only need to appeal for it, and it is certain to be granted. Indeed, it is given at all times without such appeals. After a long reflection and consideration of all these aspects, I have now settled on a new form of translating these two attributes of God. In the name of God, Allah, the Lord of grace and the ever merciful. As Sayyid Qutb in the Shade of the Quran, Volume 14, English, T.R. Adil Salihi.
Hmm. Okay, Haika, can you read from here the word hamd? Can you read from here?
Okay. Word Hamd.
The Arabic word hamd.
It's in the bathroom.
Okay. Ah, can you read? Asma, can you read it?
Okay, yeah, sure. The word hamd. The Arabic word hamd signifies a servant's praise for Allah by way of thanks. And in fact, the Arabic word hamd means both praise and thanks. Hence, it should be adept to say all praises and thanks are for Allah. Hmm. The word Rabb, man-Allah relationship. Man-Allah relationship. Um, wait. Okay. Rabb has often been translated as Lord. It is a good translation insofar as it combines love and concern with authority. Some translators have used sustainer, cherisher, or similar words for Rabb. They try to be true to the root meaning. Of course, our Rabb is one who takes care of our nourishment and development. It should, however, be borne in mind that Rabb is a Quranic term, and as such it has a uniquely comprehensive meaning. Therefore, it is not possible to find an equivalent in languages other than Arabic. Al-Alamin. What are the worlds? The word Alamin is the kind of plural which is used for beings like men, jinn, and angels. So, in thanking the Rabb of all the worlds, we're thinking the Rabb of all human beings, or even the Rabb of all persons. That is to say, of all humans, jinns, and angels. When you look into the past of humanity as well as its possible future, there are many such human worlds, and Allah is the Rabb of all such human worlds. According to some scholars, Al-Alameen refers to everything in existence besides Allah. And all praises and thanks are due to Allah, to whom belongs the creation in its entirety, the heavens and the earth and whatever is in them and whatever is between them, that which is known and unknown. Master of the Day of Judgment, the word ad-din. The word ad-din is as used in the Quran has several meanings. It is used in the sense of religion and divine law, the law of the land, obedience, recompense of, or reward. The term ad-din in the sense of reward and punishment causes both its positive and negative aspects. A reward for good, and B, a punishment for evil and wrongdoing. The message contained in these words, Maliki Yawmiddin, is clear. A day of reckoning is inevitable. It will definitely come to pass. A day when all human beings will return to their forgiving, merciful, and just Lord to receive their share of his reward or punishment. Those who follow the divine law will be rewarded. Those who refuse to submit to him and did not seek his forgiveness will be punished. On that day, all powers will belong to Allah alone. No one that day will challenge his will or authority. Ibadah is what a abd does for his Rabb. The Arabic word ibadah is often translated as worship. Ibadah is what an abd does for his Rabb. Allah-man relation is unique. It is altogether different from any man-man or man-thing relation. We call it the Rabb-abd relation. Man is abd or servant of Allah, and Allah is Rabb or the Lord of man. But there are ibad, plural of abd, of Allah other than human beings. Angels and jinn are also ibad or servants of Allah. Thus, all people are ibad or servants of Allah. We are servants of Allah, and Allah alone is the most basic principle of Islam. Mm. The expression ibadah, worship, denotes the submissiveness and humility that a person ought to show towards his creator. A sense of obedience is also implied in the word ibadah. The worship and asking for his help, its meaning and its significance. Supplication, dua, is a part of worship or ibadah. The fact that we are servants of Allah implies that we must worship Him alone, follow His commands, and pray or supplicate to Him alone. Guide us to the straight path. Guiding is more than showing. Thus, we are not asking for light only, we are also asking for strength. Life is a continuous journey. We need Allah's guidance all the time. Every day we face a new situation in life. Life is a journey towards Allah, which we need to travel stage by stage. We actually need light, strength, and support from Him in every step we take on this journey. By making dua, supplication for guidance, we are, in fact, asking Him to be with us throughout the journey of our life. As-Sirat al-Mustaqim, the straight path. This refers to the straight path Allah has shown to human beings throughout His prophets and messengers to achieve success in this world and eternal bliss in the hereafter. This path is the shortest path and the easiest to follow. Verse 7. Guide us to the path of those whom you have bestowed favors. These are the people who walked on the straight path, worshipping Allah alone, seeking His help in every step. Allah guided them at every stage in their journey, and helped them to acquire a better understanding of religion and living a pious life. In the hereafter too, they will receive Allah's special mercies. It is important to note that by making this supplication, we express our belonging to the circle of all the faiths, of all the faithful servants of Allah. But here we also observe that some members of the human family went off the right path. They barred themselves from the special mercy of Allah, since they did not mend their ways ways, in spite of his clear guidance and warnings. Therefore, we express our separation from them. Of course, the real punishment will follow in the hereafter, but some people were punished by Allah in this very life. The Quran again and again tells us the stories of such people, so we learn lesson from them. See the example of 759 through 167, 1071 through 92, 1125 through 102. While making dua that we do not have the same fate, it is also required that we try to understand why these people deserved Allah's wrath and then seriously try not to follow their footsteps. Mm. Three groups of people are mentioned in this verse. One, those blessed by Allah. Two, those who incurred His wrath. And three, those who strayed from the right path. References to the groups and not to individual persons who had divine blessings, divine wrath, or who were misguided. We, with all the righteous people of the past and present, dissociate ourselves from the group of wrongdoers. The Quran discusses the rise and fall of some civilizations and explains how victory and support of Allah came to the followers of the prophets and how the unjust were ultimately punished. It is important to note that before the punishment of Allah comes, Allah warns and reminds His servants first. In fact, Allah gives the unjust people a fixed period of time to mend their ways. The wrath of Allah does not descend before its appointed time. Therefore, if some people were not punished in this life, it is not a sign of their being correct. Some people may act as rebels and still prosper in this life because the time of their being punished has not yet come. Irfan Ahmed Khan, Reflections on the Quran, the Islamic Foundation. It should be borne in mind that this surah is the form of a supplication. Its style is not didactic. It does not teach us how to supplicate. Rather, the supplication itself is made to flow off our tongue as a spontaneous hymn springing from the very core of our being. The words of the hymn are revealed by Allah, the creator of human beings. So there can hardly be a more authentic expression of human nature. Surah Al-Fatiha is the greatest surah of the Quran. There is no other surah like it in the rest of the gracious book or in the previous revealed scriptures. It is a light that was granted to Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which he had not granted to any prophet or messenger before him. It holds a central position in daily prayers and hence the daily life of a Muslim. Review. Explain the two attributes of Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. How are these two related? So Ar-Rahman could be deducted as the merciful and the gracious, but Ar-Rahim is deducted as the person who gives mercy, the person who like forgives people. So Ar-Rahman would be like a person, a noun, and Ar-Rahim would be a verb, like giving mercy and whatnot. How does the term Rab signify Allah man relationship? Rab is Lord, and basically He's the Lord of all human beings. So Rab is Allah, and Abd, man, is the servant. So it's like that. Explain the term adin as used in the Quran. The adin is supposed to be religion, as like religion, like the straight path and whatnot. What is the straight path? What is the significance of the word guide in verse 6? The straight path is the path that Allah had made for us, and some have some had been misguided off of it. And the word guide in verse 6, Allah guides us. He tries to guide us in this to the straight path, and He misguides those who don't deserve guidance. This surah is in the form of a supplication. This surah is used 5 times a day by a true Muslim, and no surah has ever been recited more than Surah Al-Fatiha, because it's, well, you say it every day, and not even just in the, what do you call, the namaz. Most people also say it in dua and what. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Okay. So this was your chapter for today. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam.
Go through this lesson at home. Okay, this is your homework. Go through this lesson at home. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.